So I've been doing this YouTube thing for a little while now, and I'm always trying to keep it interesting, not only for myself, but for you as the viewer. So after 3 episodes of The American Dream, I've decided we're going to futz with the format. That's right, we're going to do things a little differently. Welcome to episode number 4 of The American Dream. I'm Mr. Cellophane. Thank you very much for joining me today. Make sure you hit that like button, get this video out. Appease the YouTube algorithm gods. What are we doing a little differently? Well, we are going to pick up the action right where we left off from yesterday's episode. We beat SV Brokey by a score of 3-2. We actually dominated this match for most of it, but they were able to get one back in the latter stages of this one to make it a little bit closer. Then we are going to skip ahead to our round of 16 matchup in the Suriname Cup, the Beker van Suriname. We don't know who our opponent is yet. We'll give you the highlights of what happened in between. Plus, we've also got the transfer window closing right after the match. Are we going to make some additional moves? We have some irons in the fire. Are they going to be completed? Are we going to get to pull anything off before the transfer window slams shut? Well, we're going to find out, so we're not going to talk about anything that we're doing in the transfer window until we are 100% sure that it's actually happening. For fitness purposes, we're going to make a couple of changes. Only a few days have passed since our last victory. We're taking on the amateur side, Bintang Lahir. As far as I know, they're the only amateur side here in the top flight in Suriname. Vanderkust is going to get the starting goal. Our back four is going to remain relatively unchanged. It's going to be Court on the left with Acker and Boldewijn in the middle. We do have Alfredo Mondo coming in as our right back, just to give the younger Boldewijn a spell. Asayas is going to move into the defensive midfield. Pangel is going to remain in front of him. Celerier, who scored his first goal of the year, will get his second consecutive start on the left wing. Jemesi will be on the right-hand side. Aduelo Fair is going to be making his season debut at the number 10, and as always, leading the line will be Shirano Maui. Fair obviously lacking in a little bit of match fitness, but that's okay. We've got Percy Delaney on the bench, ready to come in if he absolutely must. We've got another match coming up in just a couple of days, so we're trying not to overload the team. There are a couple of guys that we obviously want to make sure are playing each and every match. Pangel is one of them. Fair chasing after a ball. He's not going to get there. And Bintang Lahir is going to send it forward. Played out wide for Muringen as we do look to get back on defense while they try to hit us on the counter. Muringen's still with it. He will launch it from about 19 yards out, and that is A-okay, because what we know about this league is that the finishing, it ain't great. Not a lot going on in the first 20 minutes. In fact, that was the only highlight on a very warm afternoon at Voorwaarts. 5 shots on goal apiece as we are beginning to kind of find our way into this match and start gaining the momentum. Bintang Lahir coming in on 5 points, obviously 6 on the live table because neither team is winning, so everyone's getting a point. Just sitting above the drop zone in 12th. We already find ourselves 12 points ahead of the drop, and what a feed forward. Beautiful ball, finding Walla Pangel behind the defense, and he's going to score his 6th goal of the year to give Voorwaarts the 1-0 lead. And who was it? It was Boldewijn getting the back pass from Jemesi. Sometimes you need to go backwards to go forwards. Boldewijn launches it ahead, finds Pangel in the box. And now we are starting to really sow our oats. Pangel sending it across. Good shot made by Celerier, but unfortunately it's going to hit the woodwork, which is something that we seem to do quite a bit of. I mean, it's an FM thing. I mean, if you've been watching the Twitch stream for a while, if you've been watching my video series, both here in FM24 and FM23, clattering the ball off the woodwork seems to be something that happens to us quite a lot. Although Bintang Lahir enjoying the run of play here early in this second half as they're trying to get back into this one. Voorwaarts with the 1-0 lead. If this result holds, we'll have 20 points in our first 10 matches, just 4 off of the top of the table. But Bintang Lahir are trying to get it back, and it's going to be Johannes Boldewijn picking up his second goal of the season, a rocket from inside the box. Not a lot that Van der Kust really could have done about it. And once again, it comes in off of a set piece. These final third throw-ins are just absolutely deadly for either side. Sadly, we are going to lose our lead, and Urenbeck tries for another one. Celerier looking to clear it, and he does, but it will lead to another throw-in for Bintang Lahir. Now, Court is feeling a little tired. He's playing against his old team as our left back. We really don't have a ton of options at the position. We'll move. Do we want to move Farhid Akar out? No, we're going to drop Assayas into that position, which is a role that he started in quite often. The 16-year-old Milano Apai coming in to sit at the base of our defense. We are also going to demand more from our team because this is a match we really should be winning. If we draw, we draw, and it's unfortunate. I hate dropping points. Dropping 2 is better than dropping 3. Maui feeding it out to the right. He's got Shemesi in. Not much of an angle, so Paul able to make a very easy save. A great job getting the ball through to Shemesi. The finish, however, was not exactly what we needed it to be. And 1-1 is going to be your final score. Unfortunately, Voorwaarts just could not hang on to that lead. A beautiful play through to Wal Pengel, but that was really the sum total of our offense and the exciting things that we did in this one. Gotta say, a little bit of a letdown, bit of a disappointment, not being able to take all 3 points from the amateur side, getting dominated in possession once again, letting them take 15 shots. 10 shots in like the final 20-25 minutes of this match. We are going to need to do better because we've got some massive sides coming up. We did get some moves done before the transfer window closed here in Suriname. Alfredo Mondo has been sold to Sleet Jr. He wanted to go. He's inconsistent and injury prone. And frankly, even though on paper he looked to be a pretty good player, we just were not getting good appearances out of him. I mean, he made 2 starts, 1 appearance off the bench with a 6.35 average rating. We are not losing a lot by letting the 27-year-old leave the team. And we talked about the fact that we had to do it. 22-year-old Ramon Brafheid is out on loan to PVV. He is going to obviously stay at Voorwaarts. We'll probably get him back for next year if we are still around for year number 2 with the team. 2 goals, 4 assists, and 8 appearances. We've been leaving him on the bench recently because we knew he was very unhappy and he wanted to make the move. PVV came in and said, we'll take him. He said, I'll go. We said, sure. That left a couple of spots in our team registration, so we filled those holes with a pair of loans. 26-year-old Jaden Elshot, a fullback, can play on either the left or the right side, is in. He will essentially be the Mando replacement, although I think Boldevine is going to be getting the start on a more regular basis. We'll see what Elshot can do. Fewer cons, more pros than the man he's replacing, so hopefully it'll work out. The fans weren't really thrilled. They don't think he has a ton of talent, but we're in Suriname. There just is a general dearth of talent available. We also secured the services of 24-year-old midfielder Preston Kaiser from Notch. We needed a little bit of extra help in our defensive midfield. He loves the big matches. He's also rated as a decent player for this level, which we cannot necessarily say about everyone on the team. He is also fairly athletic, good tackling ability as well, and he can play basically anywhere from the central midfield all the way to central defense. But at 5'10", we now have much taller, more capable options. Jumping reach of 4, don't really want to put that in front of our very weak goalkeeper. And very quickly, before we get to the highlights, this is something that absolutely burns my butt. Not only is our U20's assistant manager, Donaghy Narendorp, studying for a coaching course, Shaquille Davids, our goalkeeping coach, was able to get his National A license. Dinesh Airwheely, who is my assistant manager, is going to be studying for his National B license. And you see that we still have 0 coaching qualifications. Every time we ask, they turn us down. And in fact, we can't even ask right now. Are we going to keep asking? You bet we are. But, I mean, come on. Isn't it important that your manager has some certification to do the job you hired him to do? It's a bit of an up and down month of March. We got things started on the road at Transvaal. Pengel feeding Mawai, able to get past the defender in the 8th minute to put us up 1-0, but the bigger side proved to be the better side in this one. Moreno sending it across. Even though there were a ton of defensive bodies in the middle, they're able to equalize. Then after a handball, Tole scores his first of the year from the spot. And then Dara getting the ball deep over for looking for Julian's, played and not cleared very well. Torres able to settle it down at the edge of the box, picking up his first goal of the year to lead to a 3-1 defeat. So we weren't sure how we were going to bounce back as we came home against another top 4 side in PVV, and it took less than 6 minutes for the away side to take the 1-0 lead. We were able to claw one back. Court with his second goal of the year off of the delivery from Acker on the corner to tie things up at 1. Then about 10 minutes or so into the second half, that's Brofheid doing what he did so well for us, sending it across, but a great offensive play, or defensive play, I should say, by Celerier, picking off the loose ball to equalize things back up at 2. Got a penalty of our own, Pengel delivering for the 3rd time this season from the spot to give us a 3-2 lead. And then the youngster Overman playing it right into the middle. The ball eventually comes to Pengel for his 2nd of the match to give us a 4-2 victory. So we were able to get the 3 points that we kind of tossed aside against Transvaal. But we could not repeat the magic against the professional side, Inter Moengatapo. Did not take Riley Fair long to feed Crony in the middle to put them up 1-0. 10 minutes later, they would go up by 2. Crony with the delivery this time to Fair, putting it past the goalkeeper. Vanderkust was absolutely horrid in this match. We ended up pulling him at the half. He was really that bad. Moisa made it 3-0 in the 26th minute. And Edwards up for Habo, able to put it through. Crony dropping it back. Edwards finding Fair past Vanderkust. They had, I believe, 4 shots on target at this point, and all of them led to goals. Unfortunately, our backup goalkeeper, well, he didn't really stem the tide. Vaderberg making his debut. Crony with his 2nd of the match. We did manage to get one back as Pengel, playing on the right side, threw it far post. The goalkeeper, Huisveld, unable to hang on to it. Delaney with his 2nd goal of the year, but then a bad clearance by Adler. Dorson laid it back for Edwards, found Crony in the middle, beating Varderberg, and Inter Moengatapo 6, Voorwaarts 1. Luckily, we were back at home against bottom of the table, Inter Vanica. Nice ball forward. Maui, great touch, getting it around the goalkeeper, Brofheid, putting it into the empty net to go up 1-0. We would add another in the 15th minute. It would be the center defenseman, Boldavine, off of the set piece, pushing it forward into the box, beating the keeper. That would be all that we needed. Inter Vanica really didn't do much in this match. Sure, they enjoyed the majority of the possession, but we allowed them because we were playing our game. So 2 wins, 2 losses. See us remain in 7th place on the table on 24 points after 14 matches. The lead that Robin Hood and Inter Moengatapo have enjoyed in the 1st and 2nd spots, it has widened, but you'll see we're also 12 points ahead of 8th place. So we are very firmly right now a top half side, and all the board wanted us to do would be to avoid relegation this year, and that is almost assured at this point. We're enjoying a positive goal difference. We've won 7 of our 14 matches. We've only lost 4. Considering the team that we came in with, that ain't too bad. Which leads us to a bit of a tough draw as we hit the round of 16 of the Beker van Suriname. We have drawn Leo Victor, who beat us in a friendly 3-1. They beat us in the league on the road 2-1. Now, this one's going to be at home, so hopefully we can pull off a better result, although Leo Victor is slightly favored. The board does want us to reach the latter stages of the competition. We will need to win this match in order to do that. It's not required. It's not going to cost us our job, but it would go a very long way towards ensuring our success for the long term should we decide to stay here at Voorwaarts. Now, Vanderkust is going to get the start in goal. It's going to be Court on the left as our left back, Acker in the center with Boldewijn, Cercinho Boldewijn, who has just turned 17 and has earned a new professional contract. We'll get the start as our right back. Kaisi has been okay at the base of the midfield. He's not been great. He has not been terrible. He's going to remain there. It's going to be Celerier in front of him. Pengel on the attack as our number 10. The wings will be Antonio Alsamon and Calvin Gemesi. And of course, Maui up top. Now, he is a little bit unhappy. He was first unhappy about not having enough central defensemen. I thought we solved that, but he still is remaining grumpy. But he also, sadly, did find himself AWOL from training. We fined him in accordance with our code of conduct. This actually happened before the last match. He still managed to score a goal. We still started him because he is still one of the best players on the team. Calvin Gemesi is uncharacteristically nervous as he starts on the right wing for this match, so we will keep an eye on his attitude and his performance. A victory that we absolutely need. Hopefully we can get off of the seesaw of results that we've been on. And Celerier tries to make that happen, but it's going to go just wide and out for a goal kick for Leo Victor. Celerier playing the role that typically Pengel has been playing. Now we've moved him up to the number 10 because we've moved Gemesi out. And come on. Vanderkust, what? I don't understand that. How Vanderkust did not make a move to not only mark Vix, but to also just grab that ball out of the air is completely beyond me. He just stood there. And this is why we're going to need to try to find, if we can have the budget, we're going to need to try to find a new goalkeeper for next year. See, that's how you do it. Ball goes across. If it's within your reach, you move for it. Going to send it long. Can't pick out Maui. Vix will play it ahead for Nibte. Carrying it out wide, sending it in the middle, charging it as Andrews, clattering it off of the woodwork. Boldewijn is there to recover. 4-1 in the early going for Leo Victor. We are actually enjoying the majority of the possession at 55%, which is not the way that we've been playing recently. We haven't changed anything tactically. Obviously, we've made some adjustments to the lineup as we've brought new players in, had players leave, obviously. But Leo Victor seeing the majority of the action in this first half, playing it short off of the corner. Nibte with it, moving it to his right. He'll shoot and will curl that well wide. Good job with the ball moving into an open position, but he just could not apply the finish that he needed to. Sorry if you hear that motorcycle deciding to drive by. Don't you know I'm making YouTube Football Manager content? 1-0 Leo Victor with the lead. Only 2 shots on goal. Of course, none of them on target in the first half. We need to do a little bit better in the next 45. Yes, it has been disappointing to watch. Gemesi's not doing great. Farid Acker only on a 6.5. Now he's feeling anxious. That makes me nervous. We may need to slot Court on the inside and replace Acker on the bench, get a new left back in there if things continue along this path. And once again, Leo Victor with the ball on the throw. And DeBas will control plays at the cross for Baja, who will just drop it off for Baino. Baja with it once again, looking to move it forward, trying to find Nibte. He will, as it looks like Boldewijn was playing off of him a little bit, into the middle. Boldewijn is able to clear it. Mawai sends it into the Leo Victor end, but DeBas is the only player in the area, so looking to send it forward again is Baja. Boldewijn coming across. Kaise finds Osman. Can we hit them on the break? If we hurry, Osman still in control along the near sideline, and then iShot will just overtake him. GMA looking to move it forward as Leo Victor coming back the other way. Nibte in the middle, feeding it wide to the other Nibte. They've got Two Nibtes. So many names repeated. And again, Vanderkust, where were you, man? That cross just floated in over your head, and Andrews able to put home his second goal of the season. Getting it wide to Nibte is one thing, but just chipping this over, and Vanderkust is just, what do I do, boss? What do I do? 2-0 is your score. Voorwaarts at home. Looks like we're going to be out of the cup. We're going to demand more from our team because right now they are just not giving us what we need. Court also now not having a good game. He's on a 6.2. Our defense letting us down completely. Asaman a bit tired on that left wing as well. Isaiah Grootvam is going to come in and replace him. I mean, Jaden Elshot, I guess. We don't really have anybody who can play that left back. I'm not sure about Jaden Elshot. He hasn't really been very impressive, in my opinion. We'll move Pengel out. Jamesi is going to come out of the game. So Pengel's going to play the right wing. Percy Delaney coming in at the number 10. I don't think that we're going to really be able to make hay here in the final 15 minutes or so, however, because we frankly just have not done much. Just 2 shots in the second half. Make it 3. We finally did get one on target. 0.38 XG, though, for all of our efforts. That is well below how we have played so far this year. Braff had to throw it in once again. Leo Victor in control. Nibte playing it ahead for Andrews. Meets some resistance. He'll drop it for Baino. Nibte with it. Back for Baino. Looking to move to his right. We're kind of playing off, even though we're pressing more than we have before. We have made a slight adjustment to our tactic. Jime looking to carry it forward as Leo Victor pushes men ahead. Kaise intercepting Delaney, throwing it forward. He's got My Way. And can we get them on the break? My Way did have a runner up the left side in Grootvam, but My Way still in control. Into the box, past the defense. My Way shoots, puts it through the goalkeeper and scores his 10th goal of the year. But it could be too little too late. Voorwaarts 1, Leo Victor 2, and My Way just doing, well, frankly, everything on his own. He had passing opportunities. He had outlets, but he went 5-hole on Meerzorg, and he's able to put Voorwaarts within 1. And are we going to get an opportunity with 5 minutes added on to make some hay here in added time? Ball cleared away. Grootvam picks it up, but he cannot connect with Pengel. Nibte sending it forward to the other Nibte into the middle, and there's Vanderkust finally making a play in goal and not allowing a ball to go through. He will shoot that long. Mawe can't get his head on it. Andrews picking up the loose ball, feeding Eyeshot. Eyeshot moving it to his left before dropping it back into his own zone for Baino. Brofheid is challenged, throws it looking for Brashot. Can Grootvam get there? No. Giame comes with it, and Nana Giame with his 3rd goal of the year, just able to put it past Vanderkust. It wasn't a great opportunity. It was a bit of a low percentage shot. And after just the 1 match, we are out of the Beker van Suriname. We're not thrilled that we lost in the cup and didn't make it to the latter stages, but they do recognize that we got a tough draw, so they kind of let us off the hook there. We've got a match against the 11th place Flora coming up in a couple of days. We're going to have to do with Outlaw Pengel in that one. He picked up a knock. He's out for the next week or so. Hopefully he comes back sooner rather than later. If you like that, make sure you hit like on the video. Subscribe if you had not. Continue to feed the algorithm. Continue to support the channel. Thank you so very much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.